Just because you put calcium in the body, because you put iodine, because you put magnesium in there, doesn't mean your body's going to utilize it. Why? That's right. Your adrenal gland steroids are responsible for the bulk of utilization of nutrients. Remember, the parathyroid hormone, parathormone, is responsible for calcium utilization. So if you don't have these steroids and hormones up to par, you're not going to utilize. Well, then we try to give them to you. I did that way back then. I thought we were beyond that kind of thinking. So a lot of people pay a lot of money for supplements, and God forsake you start doing intravenous work with mega doses of supplements. I mean, what we're seeing with ascorbic acid treatments intravenous is hardening of the arteries, because from what we know, ascorbic acid is antagonistic to calcium. Not smart. What are we trying to do here? You know, when you're trying to treat like this, you know, it ignores the principles of true naturopathy. You know, the foods and the detoxifications and the cells and the fluids and the two sides of chemistry and all this. This is a modern naturopathy. I'm kind of ashamed of it, to be honest with you. I know people want to become naturopaths out there because it's such a beautiful word, but it's naturopathy, and there's no such a thing as naturopathic medicine. These two are two separate thoughts. They don't gel. Nutrition is the easiest part to understand. It's easy to give you nutrition, but it isn't easy to move the lymph system. And it isn't about, I mean, it's about nutrition, sure, you know, but the problem is in chemistry that you have to just understand that if you understand that these foods grown properly has the chemistry man needs, you don't have to go too far into that field, because that's what's happening. The intellectual field around supplements is clogging the reality and truth of it all. And so now you think, well, I got to have B12. I've got to have selenium. I've got to have this. I got to have that. And if you're doing these hair analysis, oh, you got to have this. You got to have this mineral to balance this mineral. This is like a juggling act that never builds you robust health and vitality, because it's so much simpler than that, and you'll get lost and spend a lot of money and come in here totally confused. We see it all the time. And if you just shift your thinking and go, fresh fruits and vegetables, that's what I need. All that nutrition, whatever it is, that's what I need. That's all you need to know, you know. But this other part is the lymph system and the connection to the glands and the organs and all that. That's the reality of this. The acid side of chemistry, that's the reality of this. The other reality is procuring decent food to eat. That's a big reality. Procuring good food to eat, good nutrition to eat. Remember, the mind is what's made things so complicated. So always keep it simple. You know, some of you have just come to this site and not been through years of supplements and things like this, attempting to get yourselves well. And so there's a tendency to go, oh, look over here, this supplement will do this, because there's so many claims out there. If any of you saw Dr. Oz getting his little butt drilled in Congress, you know, you just can't make these kind of claims when it doesn't happen. If you're getting success and you're seeing this over and over and over again like we are, then you can talk about it. But when you talk about supplements having a curative value, then you're insane, because it's not there. Spent most of my life in this field, and the first part of it was with supplements. And I don't consider herb supplements. You could, as a supplemental to your diet. The problem is they're foods. Some countries have made the mistake of calling them medicinos or medicines, and that's not appropriate. These are food sources with specific actions. And all foods have specific actions. There isn't any one food that doesn't have a specific action, and then some. If it's not an herb, now I know I'm into glandulars, and you're seeing why. But if it's not an herb, I just don't waste my time and your future suffering. Because how would you like to come to me and I load you down with supplements and you had faith? You went home and you did them for a year, and you found out that some of them did major damage to the tissues in your body. What would you think? You wouldn't like it, would you? Matter of fact, I wouldn't like it either. I would be, as a practitioner, upset at myself that I gave someone something that would hurt them. We need that kind of thinking in the pharmaceutical industry. But I just don't get excited over products because I'm already excited over what God made. I'm excited over the botanical kingdom. Why would I get excited about some extreme sulfate? Or something that has an extreme acid pH? Why would I get excited over that? I'm already excited, like I said, be excited over something. Be excited that God made some neat herbs on this planet, and getting them fresh and doing them right. There's nothing more powerful. We grab at straws and not want to focus on the real and the reality of this. And you guys are focusing on the reality. Whether your friends like it or not, when they're in trouble, they've got two choices. Well, they got two or three choices. If this is one of them, they're going to be good. If it's not, not so good. We see the whole people trace around to the medical, then the naturopaths, and they slowly make their way around through this way. Unfortunately, valuable time can be lost with those that are really hurting bad. Naturopaths, please drop supplements. That's not being a true naturopath. Study naturopathy. You were taught naturopathic medicine. Oxymoron. Let medical doctors prescribe vitamins and minerals and pharmaceuticals and stuff like that, or let a homeopath do it. But true naturopathy, this is what we're learning, is true naturopathy at its finest, in my opinion. When you add the herbs into true naturopathy in the way we have, it becomes true naturopathy. I want to feel like I took naturopathy and made it true naturopathy with that twist in the way we use herbs as specialized herbs for specialized cells. And this pushing of supplements, it's very costly. And if you're going to spend the money in these hard times, make sure it's going right to the area you need it. Not loose nutrition. You can get that just juicing any wheatgrass or parsley or dandelion or alfalfa. I mean, there's plenty of nutrition out there. Most of you guys are getting more nutrition than most animals. Take a look at most animals. They don't overeat nutrition. I mean, look at a horse. He'll eat grass all day long. Where's he get all his nutrition? The grass. I mean, it's like we humans think more's better, and it isn't the case. It's about the four things, remember? Digestion, absorption, utilization. Don't forget that one. More naturopaths need to learn utilization, and then it's about elimination, both digestively and cellularly. It's those four things that are essential. And that's where we're all having problems, in these four areas. Plenty of people don't digest their foods well. Tons of people don't absorb their nutrition well. Almost everybody does not utilize their nutrition well because of the adrenal glands. And then most everybody does not eliminate at least cellular waste, and half the people don't eliminate digestive waste well. So there's where the problem is. A good example, yesterday I had a lady who'd been on digestive enzymes for 20 years, and now she's in serious trouble with digestion. And this is the problem, and you get yourself to the point where you can't even drink water. And these people they'd have no clue. These people that recommend these things have not been in clinical practice 40-some years, and especially getting people well at the level we have. And so these type of supplements are dangerous in terms of endocrine glands. Vitamins and minerals, they can unbalance body chemistry. Don't buy into these supplements and take all these digestive enzymes, because you'll wake up one day, and I've been preaching this for years, you take them, your body quits making them. And that is in any endocrine gland function there is, whether it's pituitary hormones, thyroid, parathyroid hormones, the steroids in the adrenals, the neurotransmitters. Look at all the meat eating. And of course, all the meat eating, meat is full of epinephrine, norepinephrine, full of neurotransmitters, particularly the epinephrines or the adrenalins, because of obvious kill. And so we're used to being pumped up with neurotransmitters on meats. So the first thing you notice when you stop eating dead animals is that you get tired, you get fatigued because your nervous system's going to go down a little bit. You've been supplying neurotransmitters to yourself and not realizing that. And it's the same thing with taking steroids. No different than taking cortisol or something from a medical doctor. You'll ruin your adrenal glands. And this is another reason why I don't mess with isolates. Here you go. I have had a burning mouth and sore throat ever since I vomited up a supplement called alpha-lipoic acid. No kidding. 7 years ago, I had every test the medical profession has to offer with no conclusive diagnosis. After some of the prescription meds for GERD worked, my doctor basically told me I would have to just learn how to grin and bear it. When I started the detox, I hoped it would go away, but it hasn't. It's remained in lately with a vengeance. Well, because you're pulling this stuff out. I don't mess with isolates, guys. It's not worth it. All right, detox, detox. Use the Heal All tea. Hold it in your mouth and then swallow it, or hold it in your mouth, spit it out, take more, but keep that Heal All tea and keep flushing that gut of yours. Again, high fruit, astringents, you got to pull this. This is absorbed into your gut wall, and it's just sitting there, irritating. And again, these isolates are crap. They only they do not serve any good purposes. I'm sorry. We all need to get to the top of the mountain. Quit playing down with the lower parts of the mountains. And that's what all these naturopaths are doing. This is common stuff that they recommend. And you just get away from these acids. Not worth it. You don't need to isolate these compounds. For those of you who are working to become healers or already are healers and other naturopaths, it's all about clinicals and how you can take someone living in Hellville, full of pain, full of, emotions are ripped, their minds are ripped, their joy is ripped away from them. How do we get these people back? And this idea of loading them down with supplements and things, we have to get beyond that. Fellow naturopaths. Fellow naturopaths, throw your concepts of naturopathic medicine down the tubes unless you're narcissistic and you want to be a medical doctor, then okay. But get into true naturopathy, because that is the highest healing system, always has been on the planet. We're just having a little twist here, and that is we've added botanicals with a twist. And that twist is we don't use them to treat diseases which don't exist. We use them to clean and strengthen the tissues of the human body. And if you look, that's really the bottom line to getting well. Always clean and strengthen yourself.